All right, so we were talking about changes last time and how you need to be a game changer and to be ready for changes in whatever is coming. You may not, what it may not be the same for you as for me, but basically changes around the world are going to happen very soon, and they're already happening. I mean, we just look at the news. Sometimes it's scary because it's supposed to be scary. There's usually very bad. There's very little good news on in the news. The daily news is mostly bad news. So yeah, be aware, but don't like be immersed in that culture of fear. Anyway, so main thing is be a change agent. I think I mentioned that last time. I just want to recap and then kind of dovetail into another topic, which is about nurturing and collaborations and working with people with different talents and skills and knowledge compared to you, right? And so these people can be mentors. These people can be just people you want to work with and collaborate with. Okay, so last time, again, I want to recap first. Last time, I mentioned that there's complexity and there's diversity and a lot of cultures melting together and forming a new culture. So we have all these things happening, and I think one of my favorite things is watching like sci-fi movies and TV shows like Star Trek and Star Wars, I guess, where you see all these different aliens and they all like live in harmony, usually, right? Of course, they have fights as well, but for the most case, like they would be able to live and coexist peacefully until there's a bar fight and or what have you. But basically, there's a peace. There's a so I mean, okay, so forgetting aliens now. Um, if we humans cannot even like coexist peacefully on Earth, then we have a problem, right? There's a lot of talk about World War III and 4 and 5, but let's like basically be adaptable and embrace changes and complexity, and then out of that we can embrace innovation and culture diversity, innovation, and then fulfill the higher purpose or the calling we believe we have in our lives. And that's again different for everyone, and that's fine, right? So changes in industry, in the marketplace, in work, careers, jobs, professional, personal, customer, relational, or you as a customer or you as a business owner with a customer. Innovation is coming. You got to embrace it. It's going to disrupt a lot of people. So we talked about it previously in terms of people getting disrupted from their jobs. They're getting fired, laid off, let go, etc. And they have to find new work, and it's harder because robots and machines and AI and program software is going to take over a lot of jobs. So why do they need you when they can have a machine that doesn't need to eat or drink, but they need electricity and other things? So, but they can work and they can be more perfect than you or me, right? So disruptive technologies, disruptive education and knowledge is coming all the time. Like there's no end to books being published and written and created. And same with movies and TV shows and media and mass media and social media and all the other medias, including radio, TV, ads, billboards, etc. So there's no end to that, right? So we need to be able to adapt and to so now that's the recap. Now let's move on to the innovation and creating new technologies or new innovations, right? And the thing is, you can't really do it on your own as much nowadays. It's like you need to have help, and so you need to find people who are like-minded and collaborate with them. So this includes reaching out to people on LinkedIn or other social networks, maybe just going out to a networking event, your board of trade, etc., and talking to them, collaborating, just meeting them for coffee or like interviewing them, stuff like that. So there is going to be a new um, way of working, right, in the future, I think. I mean, I'm saying I think, but I know, right? So I'm sure there's going to be a new way, and I can only pause it and try to figure out what it is right now. And I think it's a good time to do that before it actually happens, and it's like, oh, this is actually how it's done. So, you know, um, I mentioned, like there's a high purpose. There's a reason why we exist, right? So you need to find the reason why you exist, why you are, who you are, and I'll get to that. I just have so much on my plate right now, but I want to get to that. I want to share with you more about that very soon, maybe in March or April. So right now, we talked about collaboration and innovation and teamwork and meeting people, networking, that kind of stuff. So now let's focus back on you yourself, right? What is your style of working? And that style and the way you work is going to change. A lot of people are now moving towards the co-working space, and they are starting to embrace their passions and become entrepreneurs and do something, whether it is e-commerce or an artist or a writer, a poet, a painter, sculptor, whatever kind of art you want to do. Maybe you write screenplays or you direct dramas, or if you are an actor or an actress, you are in, with that kind of art culture. So I think that's the future. Like art is the future, right? And if you're not really into that art scene, at least you need to have some of the internal, I need to find the right word for this. Yeah, you need you need to have certain guidelines or rules or principles in your life that you apply when you work or when you whatever you do. So we're talking about work right now, right? So you need to your mindset has to be different. So you need to be aware that you need to have an end goal, and as all work is, you have to have an end goal, not just like when you leave work or finish work and like, okay, I time out, I clock in, I clock out, right? That's not how it is. The future is, you're working all the time basically, but you're working on what you want to work on. So this is really what you should be doing, or on the side, or as your main work or career or job, is to do something you're passionate about. What are you passionate about? Do that. And then out of that, the logical extension is that you are passionate about it and you want to make a difference in the world. Like, I think everyone who's young and wide-eyed, they want to change the world. And I think as you get older, you get hammered with reality and how, I need to make ends meet. I need to pay off my mortgage, my car, I need to get a new car, I need to get a new this, new that, and all these gadgets never ends, right? So I'm talking about, making a difference, making the world a better place somehow, right? So you figure out how, make a difference. So like, this is, I think, a bit of the mindset, and also the drive, what is your drive? What is your reason? What is your passion, right? And you need to be committed to, changing. You need to contribute to the world and make it a better place. So make a difference. Try to change things in your sphere of influence, like people that you meet and talk to. Like, try to push them in the right direction. I mean, every one of us have influence, so let us use the influence to impact other people in a positive way, and not tear people down, but build them up, right? Encourage them, motivate them if you can. So together we can, make the world more peaceful and better, right? Everyone, if we all contribute, we all work together, we can do a lot of things together. So it's the future is about collaboration. And in terms of work, you need to be flexible. Like, I think it's people are moving away from the 9 to 5. there's a country now that they only work like 4 days a week now. They don't, work 5 days a week like the rest of the world. And then some parts of the world, I think they work even less. And then during the day there's siestas and all this fun stuff. So go home and sleep, because honestly it's too hot. But just besides the point, right? So different cultures, different way of working. You need to embrace like your new culture of work as well. So whether the culture is co-working, working at different times, collaborative work, working with people in a co-working space or other places, you also need to also like understand and have the uh, basically embrace lifelong learning. Like every one of us are lifelong learners. We are learners. We don't just stop learning when we finish university or high school or junior high or primary or secondary school. You actually continue. You have to keep going. You never stop learning in life. If you stop learning, you stop growing, you basically cease to exist in a new in the new paradigm of the world, right? You need to be a lifelong learner, and you need to always be learning. And obviously there's good stuff and bad stuff. There's fake news, there's like real news, and there's good news and there's bad news, right? So you need to discern. You can't just like absorb everything. You're not a sponge. But if it's the right thing and something that interests you and is aligned with your passion and goals in life, go for it. So there's so much more to talk about. There's so much more just to say. But anyway, I will continue next time. And it's probably going to go overflow again next time. But yeah. Okay, I'll stop here. All right. And I'll see you next time. So today we talked about the new kind of way of living and working. And last time we talked about embracing change. So if you didn't get it last time and you didn't watch my previous video and this video, check it out. Every week basically I have a different background, so it helps you to basically know the theme of the week. So this time is going to run a bit longer than 1 week, right? So anyway, I'll see you in the future.